Hi Claire, can you tell me something about what was happening?
It was a really brilliant day actually. We had a table discussion looking at the timeline and looking at what bits of it were realistic and what was missing, what we needed to do to make key things happen. And it was fantastic. It was great to get loads more input into that, and people had really good ideas and were becoming really practical about it and thinking about what steps you needed to take to make something happen. There was lots of enthusiasm about this idea of having a kind of central community venue, which isn't just a community venue, it's like an information place, but it's also probably a business related to food and how we could make that work. And that was it was really exciting to get lots of energy and inputs from new people and lots of brilliant ideas.
Lovely.
That's SOS, as long as we've got enough people to fill the space up.
Anybody that you want, Yeah. It's all. So they are, we do drag them in, and we do
Really, that's interesting.
There are a lot of ideas, that people have about how they can make, Worthing a better place, how they can actually influence things in their own community. I think at the same time, there's, to be critical, there is still a need for people, to kind of see what's realistic and what steps can be taken in the very short term to get things established, like the food shop that Rosemary spoke about, which I think it's obviously a very practical thing and can get the ball rolling. But overall it's very beneficial. I think we need to see plenty more of these things.
So you think there's some good potential here for the Energy Descent Action Plan?
Yeah, I do. I think this is a really important process to start. We haven't looked at the timeline in this detail before, and it will take a lot of work, but this is a really good start to it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so today we've done the Can You Imagine Worthing in 2030 event, which is a community consultation really, using the transition timeline from Worthing, that Transition Town Worthing have been developing for about the last year and a half, and we've had tons of different comments on it, some really helpful, some maybe not so helpful, so we wanted to try and focus down a little bit, weed down what we had. So that part was successful. I brought along my very special book that I was given back in 1979, I think, as a Christmas present, which is the Osborne Book of the Future. And the future certainly isn't what it used to be, because when I look through here and we're looking about, moon base and cities under the sea and some quite interesting things, houses of the future. The page that always used to get me was this one, which is two trips to the 21st century, one of which was very sort of positive, which is that bottom one, which is all the sort of nice green, eco-friendly electric cars, lots of trees growing everywhere, clean air. Alongside this one at the top, which is the sort of doom-laden, smog-ridden roads with sort of dying trees and cars using the last remnants of petrol. So we sort of use that a little bit just as a sort of jokey thing, but to set the scene, but just to say that what we think about the future is very liable to change. But I think it's certainly to get people thinking today, and I think the main message with all of the stuff we're doing on the Energy Descent Action Plan is that you know, we are the people that we've been waiting for to get this off the ground. Lots of enthusiasm for it. I think the next step now is to take what we have, put it into some semblance of order, and then there's going to be a whole swathe of networking. We need to go out and talk to some sort of key stakeholders in Worthing about what our timeline is, how it works, and what we need to see happen. We need to have some input from specialists on some of the backcasting that we've got. So that we've come up with some visions and some pretty good ideas for projects that we're working. We need to know what the scaffolding is underneath that vision, so to support it and to actually make things work.